Hello, everybody. Welcome to Taste Live. We're live from MUSEXPO. I'm Ziggy the Wine Gal, your host for Taste Live today, and I could not be more excited. We're talking about one of my all-time favorite wines for many reasons, and we'll hear about that in a minute. We're talking about Rockaway from Rodney Strong, a single vineyard rockstar wine. And to complement everything rockstar and fabulous, we've got Robert Larsen here with me today. Welcome.
Thanks. Hi, Zig. How you doing? Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Good to see you. Good to
Wow.
be here.
Well, can we just talk about an incredible wine in this glass? I mean, sense of place, absolutely beautiful aroma, start to finish, complex, lush, inviting, delicious, sexy, black lace. Ooh, I just
keep going.
I
You're
know, I
wonderful
love
at
this
that.
wine. And, you know, I've served this backstage to a lot of famous rock stars. I love the synergy for me between the single vineyard Rockaway with the rock stars backstage.
Yes.
So for me, above and beyond all the radio things that I do, of course I work for a lot of rock stars. So you can find me backstage if you've got an all-access pass, and one of my favorite things to do is to turn people on to the single vineyard Cabernet that Rodney Strong's doing. And I remember from the very first release, now we're trying the 08 today.
That's right.
Right? So from the very first release you guys had, I was blown away by this wine. And talk about not just smelling and tasting Cabernet, but tasting a sense of place, which is exactly what I got out of this wine.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really key to that. The first vintage that you were referring to is the 2005 vintage. So we're now into 2008, and we have 3 single vineyards from Alexander Valley, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
The very northern one is called Brothers Ridge, and this one happens to be called Rockaway. It's mid-valley, so right around the town of Geyserville. Everybody knows where that is, right? Geyserville, California.
Sonoma County.
Sonoma County. And then a real famous wine that started us in the single vineyard Cabernet game many years ago, Alexander's Crown. 1974 was the first vintage that we did of that, and it was Sonoma County's first single vineyard wine. And the Klein family has been true to Sonoma County and really wanting to bring forth what you said, place, because it really is all about that.
Well, and Gonzo Gastronomy said she's getting ready to chew the wine. She thinks it's a big chewy cab.
Very good, yes.
And we have a note from Drink What You Like. Thank you for tuning in to Taste Live today. Saved our steak for this one wine. So somebody's having a steak dinner with this Rockaway. I couldn't think of a better pairing.
I kind of want to get up and go wherever they are so we can join them.
Well, there is that. And, of course, you and I recently had these handmade gnocchis with duck ragu that paired perfectly with this Cabernet. Absolutely delicious.
Somebody said, heaven and trouble, Grace.
So mistress.
Who's that?
Yeah, we know what she's about.
A little bit of trouble with herself,
that's
right?
the gnocchi and the duck ragu.
Oh my gosh.
With this Cabernet?
Just like 2 days ago?
Oh,
I don't
delicious.
remember what it was.
So, a terrific food wine, really and truly. But the rock stars are loving it too. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys get off stage and performing in front of an audience of 20 to 40,000 people. They want 1 or 2 really great glasses of wine. That's my job, and I think that this is one of those wines. When you're out there giving an incredible performance, you want to have that incredible performance also translate to a wonderful glass of wine, which is what Rockaway does.
Well, it's really all about, we keep saying place, and I'll say it over and over again, but it's what you do with that place as well. So clearly our team is aiming to make the very best. They want this wine, as well as the other 2 single vineyard wines, to be on the table with the greatest wines in the world. And if that means row by row picking and perhaps a number of different passes, then that's what they'll do. And then, of course, it's all made in our small facility winemaking. Well, we call it the winery within the winery. So it's a small facility where
Inside of the village.
Inside of the village.
There you go. Try to get that visual of the small winery within the winery. One of the cool things about doing a Taste Live broadcast is that you can pretty much say whatever you want to say. So I'm going to go ahead and read this comment from Katie, who says, "Holy crap, a heck of a backbone."
I like that. That's great. Great.
I don't know that I would say that outright on my radio show, but here on the internet, absolutely.
Lush, sexy, young. Well, it is young. We just released it. And I suggest decanting this thing, holding on to it, try one every 6 months. And definitely.
Well, you know what? As a culture, Americans embrace wines really young. They say that 90% of all wines that are purchased are consumed within 24 hours. And, you know, for those from old winemaking countries, They're used to cellaring wines for a long time. For us, we get it, we want to have it right away, or we've had a great experience while visiting the winery and tasting it. We want to take that right to the dinner table the next day and taste it. So you've got to be able to have something in your house, I think, as far as a decanter. It doesn't have to be anything fancy pants. It can be something really easy. Sometimes if I'm not, at home with my decanters, I'll use a pitcher. I'll just want to pour the wine in there so that it opens it up, and it's going to show so much differently than if you're having it inside while it's shown into a closed bottle.
Yeah.
For me, I love this packaging. I think that when you see the etch and the name of the vineyard right on the front and the etch on the bottle, it's a sexy package.
It's a sexy package.
For a really lush, inviting wine. I think I said dark lace earlier, didn't I?
Yep.
It's sexy.
Yeah.
This wine to me, though, is drinking beautifully. The acidity and the tannins are well integrated, so it's going to be a terrific food wine, no doubt about it. And this single vineyard really speaks of a sense of place. When you think about the elevation and the vineyard location, it really, really translates this rich,
And we put
lush.
all of that right here, right? So
Yes,
we've
you
got USGS coordinates right here, so you can go to Google Earth and you can zoom right in on the vineyard. And then you can actually even look at the blocks that are put into it. So it's a block-by-block selection.
Wow.
And the elevation here is between 225 feet, that's where the vineyard begins, all the way up to 700 feet. And it just really makes a difference when you pay that close attention to it.
Well, I think so. Now, what is your production of a wine like this? How much of this are you producing?
This and our other two single vineyards are very limited. It's, I think this vintage in particular is right around 600 cases. And then our Alexander's Crown, really just based on where it's grown and how much property we have, there's no way it's going to ever be more than 1,000 cases.
So this is 100% Cabernet, right? Wine Review was curious to know if it is 100% Cabernet. I believe this vintage of the Rockaway is 100% Cabernet.
You're right, yeah.
Okay, good. So is it going to be continuing to be 100% Cabernet every year? Sometimes you might blend a couple of other Bordeaux varietals in there.
Yeah,
the vintage, right?
The vineyard has the 5 Bordeaux varieties, so you'll find a little bit of Malbec from time to time. Really, with Rockaway, we have found that just 2% of one other variety or another is all that it needs. The Cabernet shines from that vineyard, so we might as well highlight it. Alexander's Crown is different because just the top of the crown is all Cabernet, so that'll always be 100% Cabernet. And then up the road, we've got most of the varieties from Bordeaux in Brothers Ridge as well.
And this is all estate.
All estate.
Right.
Yeah, we own all these vineyards.
So if they wanted to taste it, would you be able to taste something like this at your tasting room? Because it's such limited production.
Yeah, you can. They'll feature different single vineyards on different days. So if you go on the weekend, you're likely to maybe taste all 3.
Okay.
Which is fun because then you get to taste a sense of place from the south part of Alexander Valley all the way to the north.
Right.
And
so with the limited production again, and the exclusivity of this wine, if you were to join, say, your wine club, would you have full access or an all-access pass, like I like to say, in my rock and roll terms? Would you have an all-access pass to this wine?
We sure do, yeah. Okay. The 2 clubs that we have are Collector's Circle, and we make some great for the winery only. That means our tasting room, and that's Collector's Circle. Our Symmetry Society is our single vineyard club, if you will, so all 3 of the single vineyards are included on that.
Okay.
You can, of course, visit rodneystrong.com and get all the details there.
RockawayVineyard.com, that's where I like to go.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and Rodney Strong Winery does some beautiful concerts throughout the summer. And while we're here at MUSEXPO this year, and we're talking a little bit about wine, we're also talking about music and the synergy that you guys have. And you guys have always promoted that. You have an incredible stage, incredible area for concerts. You guys have always promoted music. Yeah. And it's so great to see you guys here at MUSEXPO this year, promoting not only your beautiful wines, but being here together with the musicians. So, rock on.
Rod was a Broadway dancer, He was into the arts. He loved music, and this is our 23rd annual concert series, so we've been doing it for quite a long time. It is a great venue. Bands like to show up there because it's pretty simple to plug in and get going.
You're right in the middle of the
wired for sound.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're located in Healdsburg, your tasting room and your winery.
Yes.
Easy to access, right off of Highway 101. And beautiful time to taste. And I'd say, probably one of my favorite things to do is to go into your tasting room, swirl away at a few things, and then go head back to enjoy some live music.
Live music right downstairs, right? And
there
on
you
the
go.
green, on the lawn, if you will.
So we're tasting Rodney Strong's Rockaway Cabernet. It's the 2008 vintage. It's a single vineyard. Limited production, like Robert mentioned, they have a winery within a winery that's really just all about handling these incredible, beautiful, hand-picked small lots of Cabernet from these single vineyards. Sonoma William has written in. Thank you for tuning in today, Sonoma. Very, very elegant. He loves it. And
That's
Wine
great to
Review
hear.
is tuned in. He says nice fruit, tannins, and he thinks it's going to age beautifully. After tasting this wine a few times now, I think for this particular vintage, I'm seeing 8 to 12 years really in the cellar, can age beautifully. The tannin structure in it, while it's well integrated and tasting lovely now, especially after decanting, it's definitely going to hold up in the cellar for a little bit more. Cellar Mistress, thank you for tuning in. And she would love to try it in 2013. So that's like a year from now.
Should.
I think
Yeah,
she should
that's
too.
just right around the corner. Perhaps come to a concert and taste it at the winery, and then
Right.
we'll hang out downstairs.
All right. Gonzo Gastronomy, Katie says a nice bottle. She loves the hint of green flavor. So she's getting a lot of herbaceousness, is that right? Or what? Well, I don't know what she means by green flavor, because I'm not getting any green in here at all.
I'm not
So,
getting that
but
either.
that's why we love Taste Live. We love the comments. So I'm trying to figure out what the green is about. You get green. I'm getting lush cassis. I'm getting tobacco. I'm getting some black tea.
Super
I'm getting some
blackberry.
earthiness. And I don't know. I think this is just it's a rock star wine.
So Cellar
Let's just
Mistress
say
is
that.
coming to visit in July, and there is a concert in July. So it happens to work out. A little
Oh,
rock
good.
away and little rock and roll, and we'll be good.
That's what I'm talking
We
about.
have we've got 4 concerts so far this season, and
You have the concert schedule up on the website?
we do.
Great.
We sure do.
Great.
Al Jarreau will be there. You're going to be there for that one, I know. Right? Huey Lewis finishes this year.
I'll be there for you.
It'll
Lewis,
be
for
fun.
sure.
That's
I
September
love Al
1st.
Jarreau. I still have some vinyl Al Jarreau records. I do.
Yeah.
I have a record
nice.
player still. I'm here to admit it. I like to rock away with the vinyl. Well, thank you very much, Robert, for coming on, talking about Rodney Strong's beautiful single vineyard designate Rockaway Cabernet. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
To MUSEXPO and Taste Live. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ziggy the Wine Gal. Have a great afternoon.